All right, we're back here. Couple weeks. Big Mama Hive. Plan today is to get some FormicPro in here. The next 3 days are going to be like 79, 80, and 83. So technically meets Formic. Haven't treated these gals yet at all. And they're a monster hive, which means they're probably a monster mite farm. Not going to bother taking samples. The mites are here. The reason I know that is the bees walk and slash fly away, usually walk away from the hives as they're dying and walk that way towards the front of the house. And I got one today. She had a freaking mite on her back. So it's not that I think I have mites. You know you have mites. And if they're just on bees that are outside the hive, damn it, that's tight, then it's well past time to treat regardless. So I know there's people that lose their mind over you have to test then treat, but I'm a backyard beekeeper. The cost of not treating is infinitely larger than the cost of treating. So I don't need to test. I know they're here. I don't know how many there are, but I know they're here. So just going to treat and be good with that. So they're getting Formic today. And then frame rest. And then the hives that I combined, where I had one queenless, I'll give them one of the ApiGuards that I have left that are going to expire in a couple months if I don't use them anyway. So, come in. These girls have got propolis happy the last couple weeks. Try not to knock a bunch of bees off. I'm not going to spend much time on this. I'm just going to a shit ton of bees. That's crazy. I know it's a top box, but I'm still amazed how many bees this hive just cranks out. They had a big orientation flight gallop a couple days ago, and it was amazing. I mean, it was thousands of bees. When they pop, they just explode. This stupid box, little bee cycle shit thing is hard to get a box off of. So I'm not even going to look into these other than set them down and look in them. But I mean, it's full. Actually, you know what? I haven't. Oh, that's got some weight to it. I don't see any capped. I mean, if I'd see any capped, it'd be in the very top, and I don't see any caps. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, there's no point in pulling frames here. Just try to get down to, again, full of bees. And they piss because I just said the word on front of them, but full of bees. Unreal. I wish I could just copy paste queens off of this hive because they are monsters. Oh, that's got a decent amount of weight too. It's probably half full if I had to guess. So less full of bees, but this is one that was drawn out less, so I expected it to be, but actually most of these bees are just at the top. Whereas that, well, I guess that has mostly bees at the top too, so maybe not quite as many as I thought, but still decently heavy giving where they're at. And the time of year, it's August 1st, so that would be slowing a little bit, but these girls just don't know how. Yeah, that's got a lot fewer. I mean, it's got fewer everything, so I may, well, I don't want to screw with these girls. So I may fill that on top so they can be more likely to pull nectar in the top, but there's not much in the way of nectar now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I want to use Formic on these girls for two reasons. First, because I don't want to pull those supers off and waste them, because they're such a production machine, and because I can, because of the temperature. So do a quick check on the top box, second box. Not a ton, because like I said, today's about getting the Formic in and getting out. They're going to be angry with that enough without me being in the box too long. So, all right, girls, let me pull you out of here slowly. Oh man, just so many bees. Bee bread galore. I mean, there's wet nectar there, for Pete's sake. Where are you getting that at? Unless you, well, I mean, they're backfilled with where there was brood. That's crazy. Oh, wait, they're not in that area, so I wonder if there's eggs there. That's one thing I've started to notice. There's pollen on it. Big, look at that. See if I can get to the camera. See a big orange pollen on that girl? So there's something out there. smash you, but I don't want you sticking me on my fingers. More backfilling here. Ah, damn it. Pushed right into her. I hate when I do that. When they're right under the tabs, it's really annoying because you inevitably do that. Piss. Smoke a little area case. Whew. Man, right in the fingertip. All right, let's see if we can scoot over more. Trying to go more in one frame at a time is going to be hard, though, just because there's so much propolis. So let's just get them loose and then scoot them. Gonna try not to pull them if I don't have to, because again, I'm going to be here too long. That's bead bread galore. With some. Damn it. Okay, stop attacking my finger, because again, I see brood, but just not a ton of it, and it's popped. Of course, like I said, they recently had a mat. Oh, that one doesn't weigh anything, so let's slow down. She might be on here. No obvious eggs. They're hard to see on these white frames. Recent brood, obviously. Can't tell if she's backfilled or not. I don't want to spend too much time on here, though. There's a big ass drone. Yeah. Same thing on the next one. So let's just go ahead and pop down in the bottom box. I'm not going to check every frame. It's not going to do these bees any good for me to do that. So, I mean, there's so many bees in a favor of queenless, it'd be good for a freaking month. Not that I think they are queenless, but there's just so many bees. So let's pop down the bottom box, take a peek there. Just looking at this frame, because I mean, the fact that they're making drones in July is kind of crazy, or almost August, which mean that would have been late in July. These girls are just machines. All right, let's pop into here. Let's get a smoke down, so maybe the queen will go into the bottom. I don't want to risk. One thing I get lazy about sometimes is smoking, and then I end up just could have relaxed, could have made them calm, but instead I make them angry all at once. All right, and the bees that are in the other boxes are starting to hum at me, so it means they're getting less than happy. What's the stick here? Okay. Man, that's so heavy. That's full of resources. Holy shit balls. Whew. That weighed a ton. Yeah, that's full of honey and other resources. So we're going to pull the frame here, scoot to the middle, see what we can find, then we'll get out of here. Got to get the Formic, obviously. All right, gals, give me a little, get out of the way, please, so I can do this with less drama on your part. Using a slightly older piece of burlap, and it's not burning as clean. All right, what do we got here? Oh, tons of bees is what we got. And just bee bread. Unbelievable. These girls, I mean, look at that. That's an entire monster frame of bee bread. Both sides. All right, let's see if we can scoot. I'm going to try to get over there without pulling all these, because there's no value in. Next one has got some recently popped brood on it. Let's see if we get eggs and larvae anywhere. Yep. No, just freaking more bee bread. So much more. Oh, I do think I maybe see. Get my little flashlight out. Especially today is just insanely cloudy, so I can't see anything. No. Oh, there's some larvae. All right, that's good enough for me. Because again, I'm about to piss these bees off by throwing the Formic in there. So anything I can do to have them not be pissed before I do that would be great. Other than squish the bee I just squished. So, and that larva was up high, so very unlikely that it's. Oh shit! Now we're getting. All right, gals. I know. Yep, I get it. Mama must be close. You guys are all of a sudden in me face. All right, let's get. You gotta let me get the damn frames back in the box. This hive is just so full. It's going to be wild to see how many of the bees come out when I lay that formic in there, because when they brood, it's a massive amount of bees. So it's going to be warm-ish, and formic, they're just going to lose their ever-loving mind. All right, look out. Don't want to squish anybody, especially mama. This is going to be a tight fit. Overflow of bees. Probably smash a bee or two. That's okay. That one was all bee bred, so very unlikely mama was on there. So, all right, let's get the formic out. Do not peel the strip off like I did and killed my splits, last year. So, just put it on there. Let's see if I can do, well, there's no way to do it. I'll just switch clothes when I'm done. All right, so one strip each side. Man, that smells ripe. Shit. Now it smells great. Oh, that can't be healthy. Man, that can't be healthy. Oh, move, girls. You are not going to want to be right there. All right, get those above my head. Just inhaling formic acid cannot be good for the mind, body, or spirit. All right, yes, this is going to piss you off, but I mean, trust me when I say it's for your own good. All right, so get those gals back down on here. And piss them all off because it's formicked. Okay, just in case mama's here. While unlikely, it's not a 0 chance. They're trying to file out the top already. Come up away from the smell. Yeah, that made them mad. I just cannot believe how many bees are in this hive. This thing is the strongest one I've ever had, and it's not close. And there were freebies out of a tree. Thank you, Nikki. Damn it. Okay. I'm not doing myself any good here, but taking longer. Look out, girls. Here's the part where you try not to squish bees, but you just do. And you get over it. Hate it, but like there's just 60,000 bees. But you're trying to get back in the box quickly, or at least quickly enough. Inevitably, you smash one or two. Luckily, mama lays thousands of eggs a day. So. All right. Oh, a couple dead soldiers over here. Yep. Okay. All right. So, why don't I have? Oh, there it is. I was like, why don't I have an inner cover? Because they're going to need that venting. All right, and then otherwise I'm going to crunch you. Probably still crunch a couple, just inevitable. All right, that was done and relatively okay. Let's get some stuff slid. Actually, I need to change gloves just to be safe. I mean, not that it matters that much. I just took a big deep breath of it, so. All right. Shift the camera over here. Where you at? There you are. All right, so these gals are where I took the queenless hive. This was a new split this year that the queen, I mean, who knows? I killed her. She died. Whatever. But they were definitely queenless at one point because they got smaller and smaller. What brood they had was like partially hatching, and there was no eggs or larvae backfilling. So I probably missed it by a couple weeks longer than I should have, but that is life. So today we're going back in, and we will try to consolidate this down into want to go with that. Do it every time. Try to consolidate this down into back to the first 2 boxes, which means I'll probably have to shift some frames around that were in these 2, or at least 3 boxes. The big thing is getting rid of this top brood box. What was the brood box that I just don't, ow, fuck, that hurt, that I really don't need to have on here at this point. There's no value in it. Just extra room that they have to defend unnecessarily. I did see a orientation flights come out of this one the other day, so just in case Mama's up here. Hate to do that, but also hate to her be up here, and then because I don't have excluders on anything up here. She still could be in the crevices down there, I guess. But all right, here. Tell you what, I might just. There can't be much in this box. Well, I need to still check it because I need to figure out what frames I'm going to pull and what frames I'm going to leave. That one's got nothing on it, so that one definitely not. There's 1 or 2 of these frames that are probably worth shifting to the bottom box. But there's several, like that wonky one, that definitely isn't. So there's a frame full of honey. That one definitely stays. That'll go to the bottom. Another frame partially full. Actually, mostly full. Oh, yep. So that'll stay. Next frame's got nearly nothing. Or at least on this side. Yeah. I mean, that's the drawn off wonky comb, so we definitely aren't keeping that one. I don't see any brood on it anyway. I see resources, but no brood, so that's good. So I'll be able to just stick that in the freezer. Next one has brood on it, so that will stay. Brood and larvae, so let's slow down here. Make sure Mama's not here. Probably not, because I've already started backfilling a ton. Trying to get the sun where I can see. Now there's some larvae over there, but not a massive amount. I don't see any backfilling here. Let's see. Get my trusty flashlight out again. Shit. It's only 80 degrees, but it's still humid as hell today. No, I don't see any eggs. Well, I don't. Damn it. Take that back. Maybe. No, that's just the cross hair of the backside meeting. It's really hard to get. Yeah. All right. So this one obviously stays, but it's got brood on it. So I'll slide this one. Actually, pull this one out. Should have brought a nuke box over here to throw some of these into, but it's okay. All right, next one was fucking Wonk City. Jesus. I mean, it's so irritating when they do that. Draw it completely off the frame, basically. I mean, completely off the frame. You jerks. And I got to be careful because she's probably not on this one because it's all resources, but yeah, that one's got to come out. I'll just have to shake all of them off. Set that over. That's all resources, but it's in good shape, so that one can stay. What I might do is, let's see, that one can stay. I need to start. Damn it. Throw the top back on and go grab a Nuke Pro just so I can stick the frames that are coming out in it. All right, did you put eggs in there yet? Please tell me no. Don't think so, because that wonky ass comb has got to go. All right, so that's another one that's, wow. Good. Yeah, do that, but be very careful. See, that one that's wonky as shit. Super wonk, and the last one's okay. So we basically have 5 frames that are usable and 5 frames that are just shit. So, which is perfect. Let me just run real quick, because it's right over there. Grab a nuke box. Stick those bees in there. Let's see. Let's just, so we don't risk a rob out situation here. Let's do this. It's just a temporary, prevent that from happening. All right. I have learned, not the hard way, but learned to just have nuke pros laying around, because they are worth their weight in gold. I mean, a regular box would be fine too, but these are great because they're just sealable. Because now I can, well, let's see what we'll do. We'll pull, what we'll do, pull that box off, shake the bees down, because I can't shake them here, won't work. Gotta think about how this is gonna work, because I just have to keep going. That's a bad idea. All right, let's. So few bees on there, it's not gonna matter. A couple of the others won't be that easy, but that one was. All right, this is the one full of wonky comb and honey, so it's gonna not be as easy. That I'll probably put out front and let the community clean up. Shit. I have stragglers that I'll have to do something with later, but all right. Again, Mama's up here, we're fucked, but that's okay. All right, let's get a lid on them so they don't get robbed or whatever. Let's see, vented is fine. We'll open the door so that they can get out if they want. And hopefully that doesn't cause robbing or something stupid like that. Set that there. All right. This box we're just going to set off. And then, like I said, those frames will go back in it, but hopefully in this box. Ugh. All right. Here, kind of the same exercise, since I want to try to consolidate it down. But here, let's get some smoke on here. Some of these frames are damn near empty. Ooh, I see like brand new. That's awesome. I see some just fresh and clean brood. That's got stuff in it. I just can't see if that's a larva. I think it is, yeah. I love this flashlight. I don't know why I haven't always had this. No, that's honey. Honey. Yeah, there's no larva there. So if I had to sacrifice this frame, it wouldn't be the end, because it doesn't have much on it anyway. However, the next frame is Brood City. I mean, Brood City. I don't know if it was that way before I combined them or not, but that's gorgeous. So, next one's got brood. So that stays. Most of these will probably stay because the wonkiness was in those first deep frames. Yeah, that's a ton of brood. Whoa, look at that. That's gorgeous. All right. Next one's recently popped brood. I see brood, I see brood. All right, we got a couple straight up empty frames, but the rest of those are packed. So these are all going to stay except maybe the outer, what, 3 frames? Because this one is basically empty. I don't even have to put it in a big box. That's got nothing on it. No need for that to go back in the hive. Same with this one. Small hive beetle, you little fucker. Don't try to fly away, I'll smash you. Let's see, this one might have something on it. It's right next to a resource or brood frame. Oh yeah, it's got a ton of honey. Not a ton, but a decent amount of honey on it, so we'll leave that one in there. Yeah, and they're pulling out the other side, so that one stays. That one, it's got bee bread on it, so we'll see. But those other 2 definitely go away. Whoa, don't fall. Alright, so we'll just pop this box down, get to the next box, and then try to swap out some frames. Debating, well, I gotta get down there anyway because I gotta put the, I was going to debating whether I was going to go that far, but I gotta get down there to take out the, to put in the ApiGuard. So, tell you what, I'm not worried about queen excluder here, so just catty corner so they're easy to get off. This is the paper, newspaper, well, it's packing paper I put in there for the split. Went back and tried to pull some of it out later because I was worried about it being too thick. Again, here, mostly just looking to see if I have some empty frames that I can replace those others with these ones I got that are good, which should have put in the box and not in that box. I'm an idiot. All right, that's one right there. I did that backwards. I should have put the frames I wanted to. Damn it. All right, it is what it is. Well, I might want to put the frame rest over there before I just drop them into space. I should have put those frames I wanted to keep in the nuke box so I could pull them and dump them in here. Instead, now they're covered up by the super I just moved. Because I didn't think that well through enough. All right, let's also go over to here because that's probably going to be one we can replace out. I can replace out 5. I can always keep some back and just throw them in the freezers, especially the resources. Yeah, that's got nothing on it, so it can come out too. So there's 2. That looks like we're getting into ones that have stuff on them, though, so we'll see. Yeah, not a ton. All right, let's see, make sure Mama's not here, because there's a lot of action here. Oh, no. No. Just a big fat... That one can probably also be replaced. I mean, there's a decent amount of bees and they're drawn out okay, but I mean, I've already got drawn frames in over here. Looks like it's going to be. This is the split that really struggled to build up, so these frames aren't as drawn out all that well. Yeah, there's another one. It's hardly anything. A lot of bees though. I have to be careful here. I'm going to find Mama if I'm not careful. They're roiling. Where you at? Okay. We're going to set those over there. There's too many bees on it. I'll shake them off. I basically need to find, well, I'd also like, no, I've already found larvae. I think. I basically want to find, fuck, both fingers. That's it. That's a record there. Man, both of them. Both thumbs. Right under the tabs. Son of a... So yesterday I went to the doctor and got Neffy because... Main reason is my other bee yard is... There's no cell service there, so... If I develop an allergy and experience... Oh, there's some pollen. Experience anaphylaxis, I'll die because... Alright, this one's got some brood on it, so that one stays. So... Really need one more frame, so let's go over here. It's probably this one. No, that one's freaking full of honey. I'll get out of here soon because I'm starting to piss them off. That one, it's actually drawn out pretty well. So that one stays. That one has brood on it and a ton of resources. That one's got much of nothing. Well, a little, but not a ton. So that can come out. And I don't see eggs. All right, we got our... Make sure I don't see anything. All right, let's go ahead. So there's our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, those 3. Now we gotta scoot. Just start replacing them. Let me set this down carefully somewhere else. Please don't fall over. Please don't let me knock it over. Oh, this is where I am dangerous because I'm clumsy. All right, so this one and that one need to come out. Those need to go in. So here we just need to bump them off. Damn it. Just shook them all over my jacket. That was smart. I'll deal with those gals in a second. Let's scoot this one back over. This one needs to come out because it's... We're going to have to... These, I'm going to shake more bees off, but I can just do that later. All right. Now I've got all the ones out of the box I need out of the box. So let's just put the ones back in that I need in. I'll try to get... Damn it. These are resources, so... No brood there, right? Yep, so just stick that there. Tell you what, I can't remember if there was brood on some of these or not. That's bee bread, so I can go to the wall. Well, I can go to near where brood is, so let's not make it too far away. That's got brood on it, so actually let's just slide them over and I'll slide it in because I get too cute and they're just going to be like, no, you're doing it wrong. So just put them in and let them figure it out. They're smarter than me. Still need to add the ApiGuard on the bottom box and get out of here. So get that paper off. All right, last big fat honey frame. It probably isn't going to fit because it's too fat. Let's see if we can get these. Nope. So can I slide those? And that's a hard nope. So I got to slide every damn frame, which is annoying. Hate this, but this last frame is so fat with honey. If I don't do this, I'll probably end up with a damn mess. Hope Mama's worked her way down isn't in this box, but just so I don't risk squishing her or something stupid. All right, let's get these gals. Good Lord, that's heavy. Try not to squish bees or lose honey. Mostly good. Mother. Right on the thumb. Right on the thumb every time. All right, let's get these. I gotta hurry up now because I've been in there way too long. All right, let's get these gals bumped out. Doing that with frames in there would be stupid, Doug. Slow down. Okay. Set that there. Set that here. Set these frames over there. Actually, I got another. Well, got another nuke box, but yeah. These are frames that are going to go back out here. What am I doing? All right, that there. I've pissed off all the bees now. I still gotta get in the bottom box. Don't want to spend a ton of time there. But I gotta swap off these frames. So, or I gotta fill that, could also just throw that box back on. May just do that just to get out of here because I still gotta put ApiGuard in here and they're gonna be pissed at that. So, we may just stick. Yeah, these girls are agitated now. tell you what, I don't see much in the way of undrawn frames there anyway. So we'll just throw that box back on. And put ApiGuard on it, and again, just not get honey from these gals, at least from those boxes. I can always pull that off, throw boxes above it, and go on. So, yeah, ApiGuard, which they're going to love. These gals are hot. Been in here a long time for them. Again, not the ideal situation to put this on because I was going to harvest honey, but since these gals are in recovery mode and this stuff's going to expire anyway, there's no point worrying about all that. Damn it. Get that clear where I can actually. There we go. Clear off some of this burr comb so it actually sit flat. Make sure I pick that up later, or I'm just going to invite the vermins. All right, this back on here with some frames consolidated. I will do some more frame consolidation in the future on that bottom box, but there's just not a ton of value in being there much longer. I've been in there longer than ideal anyway. All right, so mite treatment on, frames consolidated. Our box is consolidated. These go back on, and I'll stick those frames that I pull out back in, but that's okay. That's done. And then I'll feed them just to, I mean, don't need it. I'm not going to feed it. Well, I'm going to go lighter on the feed, mainly because they've got quite a bit of resources, but I mean, they're not going to do anything with it except store it, I don't think, because it's not like you're going to draw one or two frames that aren't drawn. So, all right, feeder back on. I'll have to wipe that out later. It's gross. Actually, here, let's do this first. Actually, let's do two things first. I got to pop these bees out first. And then let's bring that Nuke Pro up here. And see if I can shake the rest of those bees out. Not a ton in there, but any I can get's better, easier now than later. Love that too. This has got the damn wonky comb on it. I mean, she could be behind that stuff. Look at that. So annoying. Look at that. Just irritates the hell out of me when they do that. These are good wax too. I don't know why they did it there, but because they hate me. But similar on that, just wonky as hell. Good on one side, wonky as hell on the other side. So what I'll probably do is just smashing that side in, or scraping it all off and trying to get back and try again. One of the two. All right, you girls get out of there, please. Well, you'll eventually get out of there. We'll take these frames, ones that have honey on them, stick them in the front yard, and let the bee community clean them off. That's working really well. Without creating robbing situations. All right, so look out. There's my Smoky. All right, Formic on. Hives consolidated. I didn't put a damn small hive beetle trap on there. I've got one handy over here. I took a bunch of them off last week, and then just it's so damn hot that I forgot to put almost all of them back, actually. So, and we obviously found one on a frame there, so they got them. They haven't been as bad this year as they was last year. Last year they were awful. So wet last spring that there was just a small hive beetle farm. Had some crazy hot spells between the rains this year that's slowed that down. I like these reusable ones, but don't like that they're two-piece, because it just makes it harder to get everything back together without spilling shit. All right, let's go to the other side, because that's where the small hive beetles were earlier, because there were fewer bees because they're not drawn out. All right, so that's back on. I'll put the juice on in a little bit after I've done the rest of the inspections. Oof. Top back on. Oh shit, yeah, there's nothing big bees in those, so I'm not gonna worry about those. Some of those may just be robbers anyway. All right, I'm gonna put this back on. I'll stick those frames in this other spare GoPro, or GoPro, and then we'll get on to the other hives. But for now, GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Shit, that means my mic's not working. GoPro, stop recording. All right, we're back after do those other Nuke Pro boxes in the front yard and the tree. The gals will clean them out, and then I'll scrape off the comb and make them restart. All right, these gals, I just went blank. Slower to build up. So, oh no, this was a Demaree split that I was thinking. Yeah, this is the Demaree split that swarmed. I mean, they had a queen. They've been building up, just maybe not as fast as I want, but it's never as fast as you want. So, all right, Beaky Boo gals. This is over there. I'll get that in a second. Oop. All right. Just make sure Mama's not up here or something stupid like that. It's funny, you always think, oh, that might be her, that might be her, that might be her. And then you see, frankly, a real queen, like I saw at the hives at John's, and she's just a monster. She's so much bigger than the rest of them. It's like, how am I remotely mistaking them for them? I think there's ApiGuard in this. Man, my brain just got a little frazzled. I think there's ApiGuard in this, so I haven't drawn out a ton. Of course, I was planning to feed these heavy, but then just life happened. But also, I started thinking, feed them too heavy. Oh, they're getting stuff from somewhere, and that's all. A lot of that's wet, so that's probably not the. Which means they're getting nectar, which is annoying. Of course, I'm gonna have the ApiGuard off, so I'll have to pull these frames though. Why am I pulling so many frames? At some point, I'm gonna have to pull these frames because I had treatment with ApiGuard on them. I'm just trying to decide when that's gonna be. If I had boxes where I need stupid small hive beetles. I don't know where you think you're going. You're going to die is where you're going. So some of these could be pulled. I mean, I could pull them and throw them in the front yard and let the community, but I hate to take resources from them. What I'll do is I'll see if there's any empty frames in the bottom box. Man, freaking small hive beetles again. They are in the cracks and crannies. I've got to get treatments on then. Or not treatments, but traps in. So these are, I mean, fairly resource heavy, and a lot of it's wet. So, like I said, and I haven't put juice on these gals for probably a week or more. So there's quite a few empty frames, and then it's probably a third empty and 2/3 with a decent amount of juice. So, and it's above a queen excluder. So, if I get down below, and this next box needs some resource frames, I'll just steal a couple of these up and then steal these and throw them into the front yard, and then allow them to be getting juice while, I mean, this could be, I could start pulling honey off of this, or start, potentially it would be viable now that the ApiGuard was off and if I'm no longer feeding. We'll see. All right, that's wonky. Massive gap in the very middle for some reason. Oh, probably because I had a huge fat comb that I couldn't squeeze them down on. So let's get some smoke on these gals. Frame rest is there. Take a peek, see. That's also where the ApiGuard is. So. All right, I see. Do I see brood already? Way out here? That's wild. Slow down. I mean, it's recently, well, somewhat recently, popped and they're back filling bee bread, but Yeah, they have brood way out here. I don't see any backfilling with bees though. Do see pollen coming out. I don't know where they're getting that bright orange pollen. Same as the hive behind me. Look out, gals. Bee bread galore there. That's wild. I mean, just, and then resources. They haven't drawn out that frame, but man, what they have drawn out, they have absolutely filled up with good stuff. Next one's packed with brood. So, yeah, I won't be in here long. I'm just going to pull that out. Not much needed here in terms of, I mean, the biggest problem is that I can't pull honey off this hive. Oh, that's the larvae. Tons of larvae. So I can stop for sure. I just need to, I'll scoot frames across so I can pull the ApiGuard out. Oh, a queen cup. That's annoying. It's probably really old, but still annoying. Forgot what I was thinking. I mean, I've already pulled some honey off of this. It was before I put the ApiGuard on because it was after they'd split. Man, this thing's humongous. Oh, that weighs 4 tons. It is as full as you can get a frame of honey. I'm trying to get room to get to the stupid ApiGuard. That's not backfilled with any brood or anything, I don't think. No. So there's the ApiGuard. So we'll stop there. Well, it's still, they have not finished it, so there's still some traces across it. So let's leave it, actually. Let's put everything back. I guess, I don't know if I'm going to feed them, though. I may actually just, oh no, I wasn't feeding. So I haven't been feeding these girls, so I can harvest that. Because it's got ApiGuard. So, I will, man, those stupid things. 2 frames are so fat that they're, I gotta fix that eventually. How the best way to do that? Where's my frame of, shit, now I've got things out of order. Where's the frame that had the brood on it? Ugh. Probably this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. And I just slid that over, so yeah. Tell you what, I want to see if I can slide that back toward the middle and try to get that frame that's so full of honey scooted out of the way because it's so fat that it's just screwing everything up. It's just, I'm just smashing bees basically when I push it back towards other things. So if I can get that over to a wall where they may clean it out instead. Or nothing else, just to a wall so it's not smashed up against a frame. So cell brood, saw larva. Good to go here. I just need to get out. Well, I'm doing this wrong. Damn it. Well, there's bee bread right where beside the bees, so they'll, yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, they've got bee bread and resources, so we'll be fine. Yep. All right, gals, I need you to scooch over for me so I can get this in here. There we go. That'll put that super fat frame out away from the middle because in the middle it just gets smashed and I move frames around. All right, so that's really done there because they're good to go. I don't need to do more. I just had to pull the, well, I was going to pull the ApiGuard out, but they haven't. There's still traces of it there, so they might as well leave it. Which means I'm not going to do anything with these frames because there's no point in cleaning them out yet. All right. Those girls were fairly chill. Famous last words, but. All right. Scoot. Oh, I forgot to put a damn small hive beetle trap in. They desperately need that, so. Smashed 3 of them, so they definitely need some. I've been much more small hive beetle trappy in the past couple years with the cloths and everything else, but this year haven't bothered with the cloths because they felt like they tangled up bees. But small hive beetles start ramping up, I'll probably have to do that. Let's see, we'll stick it over where there's undrawn frames. It's the best because they'll go where the bees aren't, which is the undrawn frames, and then the bees will push them into there. So at least that's the hope. Okay. All right, that's done. It's camera switch time. All right. So these gals were the 8 frame that I just have tried to kill multiple times because they just wouldn't stop swarming, and eventually, that's gross. Jesus Christ. Ant and mold city up here. That's not good. So that I'll have to clean out. I don't have any paper towels handy. That is gross. Ant city. It's because of stupid plastic. You can't put a plastic, those better be, I think it's better be smart. You can't put those Be Smart lids on a feeder. It just ants. Guaranteed every time, no exceptions. All right, now I gotta get a bucket and to pour this gooey grossness into. Just bring a paper towel out later to wipe this out when I put the feed in. Brought out some pollen patties too, but I haven't bothered with them so far. Everybody's had so much bee bread. Come on. Frame's stuck here somewhere. There we go. They love it when you do that. This doesn't have an excluder on, so I gotta be careful here. Ugh, it's so gross. Just an absolute slurry of ants and thick syrup. I'm gonna have to hose that off. It's not gonna. I'll just put the lid back on, hose this off, and then do something else because that is not a. That is gross. Show the camera here. It is nasty syrup and ants and some bees. Ugh, that hurt. All right. So I have to put a lid on that because last time I didn't do that, I ended up with a bunch of dead bees in it. Yeah, I'll have to hose that out. Or go grab one. I think I may have another feeder over there, actually. Reasonably certain I do. Let's run over there and grab that real quick. Yep. It's the or the... I forgot what it's called. Anyway. So the one that they feed from the side instead of the middle, which I prefer. Alright, so we got that to put on when we're done. Now I just need to peek at these girls, see how they're doing, and get the ApiGuard out if they've done everything with it. Still drawing, still putting that bee bread, but not much else. Not much on that frame, not much on that frame. Not much on that frame. Look out, girls. Don't want to kill you. Don't want to smush. But you gotta move. This is just resources. Honey, 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 honey. So, next one is honey and a ton. But I have honey and half brood, so now I gotta slow down. Be careful, I don't run into mama. That's weird. Larva with tails? I don't know what that means. Is that like chalk brood or something? Let's get that on camera. I'll take a picture of that. I've seen that before. Might be fine. I think I see larvae in there. I'm pretty sure I see larvae in there. Yeah, I see larvae in there. Not just the bottoms. Just don't know if they've kept that yet, or maybe I'm just looking at like the oldest possible larva. Let me get a picture just to be safe. What I'm doing. Make my life harder. All right. Take a picture of that. Where is it? All right. So put that back in there. Do need to be careful. Mama could be up here because she was here recently. In fact, there's eggs and larvae on that back side. So, all right, let's get out of this box, down into further boxes, and just check the ApiGuard, see if it needs to come off, and then get out of here for the most part, because there's no point in... I wish they hadn't put brood up here, because for the longest time they hadn't, because there was no queen excluder on, but eventually they just decided to anyway. That's all right. I'm going to have to do some heavy frame consolidation at some point. That's all right. Come on, you stupid frames are sticking. I can feel it. There we go. All right, so not much of anything on these outer couple frames. I'm just going to check a frame or two here once I get past the outer frames, because they've not done a ton here. Yeah. Okay, shit. Nothing on the next one. Brood on the next one, though, so that's good. Tons of brood on the next one, so. Jack all there, but the next frame has just a ton of brood on it. It's a little spotty, but like it's still it's pretty much entire frame, so it's not insane. Let's go one more frame, and then we'll get out of this box, pop into the bottom, and pull the ApiGuard off if it needs it, and then get out. That's the only thing I don't like about plastic frames. You can't pry against them with this part because it just bends it. These girls are starting to get a little hot and trying to pop me, so I gotta get out of here soon. What the fuck? Having trouble getting this frame out. Come on, there we go. There we go. Yeah, a little spotty, but they're capping and backfilling, I think. And there's new over here, so I see larvae down in there, yeah, so we're fine. Ooh, I gotta be careful. She could be here backfilling like crazy, so. You on here, Mama? A lot of scattering around the edges. I think I see, pretty sure I see brood in a couple of those. Again, the larvae that haven't been capped, or they've uncapped them, I'm not sure which. I'm seeing more and more of that. Not sure what that is. Alright, there's brood there. There's brood on the next one, not as much. Well, it'll be easier just to get this box off. I can see the ApiGuard there, but I'd have to pull too many more frames to get to it. It'd just be easier to pull the box. These girls are starting to get a little angry with me. Either that or some, maybe Robin from next door, I'm not sure. I need to be careful with that. I should take well, I'll do it after I put this one off. Take something, put them on top of it so I don't risk robbing as much. It's heavy on one side for sure. All right, it's mostly done. There's just a tiny little bit left there, so I'll just scrape that off into there. Call it a day. And then we'll put it back and get out of here. Do no harm. Still plenty of bees down in there. Plenty of bees on this. It's decently heavy, so good resources, and I saw a decent amount of brood. Not insane, but given the time of year, it's probably fine. This back on. I'll get a different feeder on because that other one's freaking disgusting. Ugh, shit. A little stair step stuff. I do at some point when we get rid of this 8-frame stuff, but I have it. So here we are. Stick this feeder on since it doesn't look like a disgusting pile of grossness. Get off, gals. There. Get out of there. Get out of there, dummy. All right. Last box. Whoa, drop everything. Yeah, some of these are going to get on that. There's nothing to do about it. All right. See, it doesn't matter. Tink. Square-ish. Oh, clamp is not clamping. All right. This is the airport swarm, which is done reasonably well. Hopefully I didn't jinx it, but yeah, they've been in good shape. Did I put I don't think I put a small hot beetle trap in there, did I? Damn it, I keep forgetting that. I know I didn't, so let's just slide that over and get one in it. These are gross and I don't like these, but they work. Do you think may have caused a little bit of tempted robin? There's bees everywhere. We'll see. All right. You know, I don't like these because of the way they don't seal particularly well and are hard to get out, but oh shit, and the fact that that one I just filled is completely clogged. So that needs to be fixed. All right. Piss all of them off, but for their own good. All right. And all right. Again, I don't know if those are the ones that were in it or there's a lot of bees out the backside, which makes me nervous. Almost looks like orientation flights, but on the back, which is weird. Hopefully that's not robbing. All right, here we go. Same thing on this one. Just give them a check. Pull the ApiGuard if it needs, if it's done, and if not, just not. Ugh. This one they drained well, and again, because it's the wooden top, not the damn plastic one. No bees or no ants, rather. I just gotta keep that in mind. Which means I probably need to switch out some tops here. I'll flip that top to there here in a minute. That way I don't have any plastic tops that have the pieces loose where there is a feeder. Just the molding makes it want to, well, it allows ants to come in. Doesn't make them come in, but it allows them to come in. Well, they love that, huh? All right, gals. I know you didn't like that. Let's see if we got other than small hive beetles at the top. Hey, jerks come up here where they can't get to you, huh? Man, there are several up here. Let's see, make sure we don't have too many bees down here and make sure Mama's not in there. She could be. She definitely could be. All right. I'll go ahead and bump them out of there just in case because I don't want to risk squashing her or some shit. I'll leave that big chunk of comb there, but let's see, they do that every freaking time. So, all right, we'll do that because there's still bees around the corner, but usually if she's up there, she's hidden in there. All right, big box. I guess I could have used some of this for those frames I pulled out, but all right, let's see what these gals are doing. I mean, they're building up decent. Obviously, they're not going to produce anything this year, but that's fine. Oh. Bee bed, good draw out. Just give them more juice. Actually, there's No, that's not brood. That's honey, I think. Something next door. Make sure she's not on here because there's a lot of bees on a frame with nothing on it, which is sometimes weird. But it's near a frame that had a ton of resources on it, so maybe it's just that. Get the black cherry out of there. Man, stuck. Bridge of comb on the bottom. Yep. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that. This freebies at the airport on a car window hive is just, look at that. Gorgeous. I see larvae. We're done. We'll pop into that bottom box and get the ApiGuard if it's there. If it's not used up, and we're done. I mean, that's just, man. Again, the hives. I've got 3 hives that were just tree swarm out of a tree, one of them out of this trap, and one of them off a car, and they're just great. Swarms are great. I'm just gonna that's how I'm gonna think procreate, increase my numbers from now on. It's just catching swarms because they're just such good hives. I'm nervous about the traffic. Oh no, is that just orientation flights? It's always weird when you have orientation flights happening at the same time as you're doing an inspection because it feels and looks, frankly, like robbing. I mean, I know it isn't, but good. Bless America. I know it isn't, but it still looks it. Whoa. This one's stuck. Man, it's stuck. Can't even pry the corners. I'm having to pry mid-box. Oh. Slam that in there. That's never good. And the only reason I'm in here is for that stupid. Oh, every one of the frames is stuck. Ah, smashing bees. Let's see if I can get this back up, and maybe that will free up those frames. Every one of the frames wanted to stick. Well, yeah, they're done with that, and then some. All right, let's just get this back on here because that was messy. I'm just risking killing bees at this point. I mean, I killed bees in that process, so let's limit the number that I kill by getting this back on here. Square as possible. Inevitably gonna smash 1 or 2 or 10. All right, that back on. Feeder, don't drop it, Doug. Back on. I need small hive beetle trap clearly because there's another one. You little fuckers. Another one. That one is not completely caked over. Yeah, that one's got me worried. Ton of bees going in and out of that top entrance on that one. All right, let's see. I'm going to put this over on this side. Walk in front of the camera. Mainly because there were tons of brood on that side. And there doesn't appear to be on the first frame or 2 here. So, all right, there's that. Lid on, wooden frame. Wooden feeder equals wooden one. I'll tell you what, just point the camera this way in general so I can document. I'm going to swap out this lid with that lid to get the plastic ones off the feeder hives. That may cause problems here because there's bees upset here, but that's okay. It is what it is. Because these gals can't have that sludgy mess again. All right, that's open. Get Get out. Get out. All right. Now then, less likely the ants get in there. And this grossness sludgy that's killed bees and everything else over there. I forgot to put pollen patty on that one. Do I care? No. I mean, they're cranking out bees like crazy, so they're fine. I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's just call it a day. I'm done. I just need to be done. All right. So, put FormicPro on that one. That's really it. Got consolidated that one that was combined, newspaper combined into one, and put ApiGuard on it. Don't think I took the ApiGuard off of that. Was it the one I didn't take it off of? I have to look at the video. One of them, they hadn't used it all. A couple of these others they have. So, and then the last one, looking great. Again, airport swarms killing it. So, all right, GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. All right, I'll just push the button.